games. 70% of games in the NFL are one-score games in the fourth quarter. We got one today for you. On the 39, fresh set of downs after the Hopkins catch. Fake to Henry. Will Levis downfield. Oh, he threw behind Hopkins. Even DeAndre was kind of thinking like, oh, I probably could have had that catch, but Levis has to make a better throw.
Yeah, just gets a little bit behind, and you can see the big over. They're running this kind of over route with a post behind it, and the safety goes deep, and you see the corner coming off late there, but boy, he had him wide open. That's pretty much the first errant throw we've seen from the young quarterback so far today.
2nd and 10 now. Here is Henry. Let's see how heavily he's involved here in a one-score lead for Tennessee in the fourth quarter. That was carry number 12 for Derrick Henry today. Still averaging less than 4, but that's not what you're concerned with.
No.
You're thinking you got to lean on defensive line. You got to wear out a defense when Henry runs the ball.
I think the other thing is that was a 2nd down and 10 rush.
Yeah.
And I think if you really want to be good and keep a defense honest, those 2nd down and long rushes are so important to have that in your game plan. And now you're sitting here at a 3rd and 4, which is, you know, everything's available to you as an offense.
Same story for Carolina and Tennessee. 3rd and short's fine. It's 3rd and long that hurts. That nearly hurt. Deion Jones came diving in to try to pick off Levis. Instead, it's a drop. It's still 4th down.
I love the drop. Watch him right down here. He's going to take this angle, and then he's going to get his eyes. So he's going to get his space first. So you can get width, and then he's going to get his eyes on the quarterback to see where that ball is going. So find your space. Find where you're supposed to be in your hook drop. Once you get to that depth, now get your eyes on that quarterback and make a play.
I think Mike Vrabel was thinking, hey, let's get DeAndre Hopkins involved. 3 targets on that drive after he had 2 in the first, 8 drives of this game. Here's the former Iowa Hawkeye, Amir Smith-Marset. He has the fair catch near the 10, 45-yard punt. Another opportunity for Carolina. Their defense is doing enough. Bryce Young's going to get the ball back, down 7.
I need you guys to watch that.
It feels incredible.
So like relax, I'm spilling these raps as long as you feel them to the day that I drop. You'll never say that I'm not.
Let's go, baby.
Rated M for mature.
Available now.
Lowe's knows you need to save money this holiday, so
you can get more of what you want.
With our lowest price guarantee, this holiday, if you find a better price, we'll match it. Get more for your home and your family. You got this. We got you.
The Subway Series is taking your favorite to the next level. Like the number 20, the Elite Chicken and Bacon Ranch, built with rotisserie-style chicken and double cheese.
I love what I'm seeing here. That's some well-coached chicken.
You done, Peyton? The Subway Series just keeps getting better.
And they just moved here from San Francisco.
McCaffrey stinks.
Psst. They can't do us like that. And I don't stink.
Mom, you can't let them do us like that.
Wow. Well, guess we got to step it up.
McCaffrey still stinks.
Tough crowd.
Slide in strong, wow. Turn around and stick it up, wow, wow. Fine specimen, wow. Drop it down now, pick it up, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Drop it down now, pick it up, wow, wow. Wow. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Drop it down now, pick it up, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Wow.
5 celebrities are left in the Special Forces season finale. Who can last just one more day?
It's getting real.
Special Forces season finale, Monday on Fox.
Want to see where your team ranks? Just tell Siri, show me the football standings.
1, 2, 3. There we go, baby. Let's kick some ass. Tighten up.
Brian Orakpo, again, started his career in Washington, 6 seasons there, 4 years with Tennessee, retired 5 years ago. For somebody as intimidating as he is, you can always check out his cupcake stop in Austin, Texas. Pretty good cupcakes. I've actually had them. He's trying to light up this Nashville crowd. 1st and 10, Carolina. And Orakpo maybe got a little bit of energy into Aziz Al-Shire. The excellent linebackers for this group. Their leading tackler, he's putting up career numbers this season.
Yeah, he puts a good pop on him right here. Look at him come across there and then bam, right there in the hole. And this is a guy that I would love. Just like, he's a free agent after this year. He signed a 1-year deal. And I tell you what, I always talk about talent, but character drives talent towards greatness. And that's what I think about him. Character. He raised his brothers in college. You know, he brought them into his apartment. This guy has got character on top of character, and a great play.
Great run, Miles Sanders, as he takes it out past the 25, and a flag is thrown at the end of the play. We'll check that marker. Well, Hubbard and Sanders trying to get going. This would be the best Sanders run of the day if it stands. Would be 13 yards.
All right. There is no foul for a face mask by the defense. Result of the play is a 1st down, Carolina.
Indeed, it is a 13-yard gain, the best of the day. Oh, wow, really, Sanders got more of the face mask than anything else, and we didn't really see a grab and twist from Amani Hooker.
Well, you know how this league is. We let the offensive players face mask defensive players, right? It's all about creating opportunity.
You really did enjoy that when you were an offensive lineman. Sure. You like just grabbing masks. You're a big fan of that. Getting in there.
Yeah.
Big to Sanders, Bryce Young. He's got time this time, but incomplete. Now you get a penalty marker with, again, those LSU Tigers, Chark and Fulton. And Fulton looks frustrated. He's already gotten tagged for a couple today. This would be like the 4th penalty, I think, against the secondary of Tennessee if it stands.
Yeah, Chark down here at the bottom. Watch him cut
Before
in and then get
thrown, illegal contact.
Trying to get back out.
Speaking of hitting face masks,
penalty, automatic first down.
They just jacked him in the helmet. Yeah, that's an easy penalty, and that's the 4th against the secondary.
Bolden's trying to say, hey, man, I stood my ground. He's the one that hit me. That should be OPI.
I'm sure that's what he's discussing.
Right.
But, man, some bad penalties by Mike Vrabel's crew today. 7 of them today, and it's the 4th time they've given Carolina a free 1st down. Hey, Tim Kelly will take it any way he can get it right now. Frank Reich will too. 32-yard line now for Reich and Young and the Panthers offense. 2 minutes into the 4th. And it is Sanders with a short run past the 35. Grabbed by Rashad Weaver.
I appreciate the fact that Carolina's getting attempts, man. They've had a ton of attempts so far today in the running game. Now, they haven't put a lot of production out there, as Sanders is averaging 2.2 yards a carry and Hubbard 3.3 yards a carry. But I appreciate they continue to try to, take that pressure off their young quarterback.
25 carries between the two, which is about what you want to see from a running back combo. Nice job by Young to get out of the pocket, and then again just uses the legs. Now we'll see another penalty marker flying in from the offensive backfield. This might look like a holding penalty on Taylor Moton based on his conversation with Ronald Torbert. This would be a bad Carolina penalty that negates a 1st down.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. With 2 seconds down.
Listen, they're 1-9 and 3-7. This is the types of mistakes that happen over the course of the season.
Yeah, he'll come in from the right side of your screen right here and hands inside, and
you got to let go a little earlier, maybe.
Well, listen, man, if your hands are inside, I always felt like that the breastplates on a shoulder pad were created. I think God created those for offensive linemen to hold. That's how I always felt. So, I personally, if my hands are tight inside like that, I think that I just don't think that should ever be called.
From the artist that brought you, I like to not get a face mask. The shoulder pad breastplate was made to hold.
Yeah, that's why it was created.
What are you talking about? Of course it was. 2nd and 16. Young. Oh, he's somehow still on his feet. Credit to Bryce Young for just keeping this play alive. I don't know how much longer he's got, though. He's got to get rid of it eventually. Harold Landry, after Young bought all that time, Landry finally forced him to throw it away.
Well, Simmons is going to get great penetration early, and then Landry, as you mentioned, plays off of that right here, coming into focus, and then it's just about get out of it. I mean, on the one hand, unbelievable pirouette, athleticism, and then eventually the wherewithal just to chuck this ball out of bounds. But well, you can't live that way in this league, especially when you're, 5'10" and 200 pounds.
3rd and long. A 13-second play ends in the incompletion. Young hurls it for Thielen. It was still well short of the sticks. Kayvon Wallace, along with Alshire, the linebacker, they're bracketing Thielen on 3rd down.
Yeah, you've got here, and you're going to have the safety come down as well. You'll see him late, but Alshire right there. He's 35. Kayvon Wallace in there as well. Just lurking down there, playing a little one lurk, and boom, it's over.
Yeah, they've completely taken Adam Thielen out of this game. Hecker boots it. Gear on a 53-yarder. Will step out at the 25. Of these next couple of Tennessee drives, got a couple of scores today.
Yeah, this is what we call a 4-minute offense early. 11:33 left in the 4th quarter. Let's get to that 4-minute offense. Let's run this ball. Let's grind this thing out. Let's eat up time on the clock and convert first downs.
Levis off the fake to Henry, drills it for Chris Moore. A 22-yard connection from Levis to Moore, who had a 49-yarder at Jacksonville last week.
I love this. Coming from the backfield across the formation, you're running what they call a dagger concept. You got Hopkins running off coverage in the middle of the football field, then coming back in there, in that in-cutting route for Moore. Really nice design.
Frankie Lou put that hand up, really got a piece of it. Here's the carry for Andrea. Into Panther territory he goes. Lunged ahead with that long frame for 5. Will Levis, 4 touchdowns in his NFL debut after the bye week. Ryan Tannehill got hurt in their Week 6 contest. Had that high ankle sprain that kept him out when they were in London when they played Baltimore. Levis came in. Tannehill's back. Tannehill is the backup now. Malik Willis was inactive today. Levis trying to set up the screen. It's deflected by Burns, and it hits the deck incomplete. That would have changed the entire complexion of this game had that been a pick.
Yeah, and that's just great awareness. Here's Burns on the outside. Watch him stop his rush as soon as he feels like he's not really being picked up and cut back in front of the quarterback right here. Just understands that that's a screen they're setting up. Let me go back in here and see if I can affect the ball. And man, that could have been just devastating for this Tennessee offense. Really nice play by Burns.
Levis still only 2 interceptions in his 5 starts so far in the NFL. On 3rd and 5, it's Levis. Slinging it, incomplete. It bounces into Chris Moore's hand, but it looked like Kyle Phillips was the intended target.
And Hopkins on the top right here. Look at it. It's that double move, and I mean, it just couldn't be more wide open. I think that was against Long. Took a quick look, but just for whatever reason didn't like it, didn't trust it. I'll tell you what, he's going to go back on film tomorrow and really be upset with himself for not taking that shot.
So Stonehouse boots it away. Only about 90 seconds came off the clock, and Smith Marset will have the fair catch. A little frustration, a little disappointment from Will Levis after that very short drive. Hey, here in Nashville on a chilly November day. And there is Chuba Hubbard. He'll get tripped up by Azeez Alshire after a 3-yard run.
Tell you what, that dude is just all over the football field, isn't he? Al Shire, just, I mean, I tell you what, I love watching him play. I love watching his sideline to sideline ability. I mentioned raised his brothers in his apartment in college to make sure he kept them out of trouble and going to school. I love the responsibility factor that he shows as a player.
And he's there to help finish that tackle off. He moved back and forth between Tampa and Saudi Arabia, where his dad worked. He was an English language instructor. His parents eventually divorced. When he was younger, when he was in high school, his home burned down when he was a sophomore, so he would end up commuting 2 hours from the motel that he and his mom would stay at to get to school. Gets to Florida Atlantic University, tears his ACL halfway through his senior year of college, so he doesn't get drafted. Ends up going to San Francisco. He's now in his 5th year in the NFL. Really high character player, Azeez Al-Shire, on that 1-year deal. I think he's earned the spot. 3rd down and 4. 3-man rush. Young drills it to the outside, and he delivers to Jonathan Mingo. That's one of the best throws that Bryce Young has hurled today. 24 yards to the fellow rookie.
Really good job just keeping the middle of the football field occupied. You see Hooker right there, 37. He's occupied with the tight end, and there you have it. Over the top to Mingo for that 1st down. Really nice execution by the young quarterback, Bryce Young.
Young stepping away from the pressure, planted that foot in the ground and took off, but we got a penalty marker back at the 32. Looks like it could be for a hold, which would again negate another good Bryce Young scramble.
It's going to be Aquanu again on the edge. Getting
Holding.
turned.
Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Would be 1st down.
The 3rd offensive holding penalty against Carolina. This one up front. Called 61 on that.
There's no 61.
Ricky Lee is inactive. I think they meant 64, which would be Brett Toth.
All right, let's look, because I thought it was going to be at the top, but here's Toth inside. A little grab right there on the inside of the shoulder pad.
So now 1st and 20. Young to Chark, and they get almost all the necessary yardage, about 19 on the play, back to the 48-yard line. It's really close to the sticks.
Yeah, just that in-cutting route, and the same thing, running Adam Thielen down the middle of the football field, just finding a hole for Chark. Inside, and another good throw by the rookie. I tell you what, I'm impressed with his ability. One of the things I loved about talking to him, he said, hey man, I haven't been able to see over the line since I was in the 8th grade. I'm 5'10". It's okay. I understand the windows. I understand where I need to go with the football.
This patient run by Sanders to get the 1st down into Tennessee territory. Halfway through the 4th, down to the field, and Christina Pink.
Well, yeah, the Panthers moving the chains here, but man, they dealing with injuries. Cade Mays, who we saw come off earlier, questionable with an ankle. LaVisca Chenault, Chandler Zavala, DJ Johnson, and Von Bell are all downgraded to out.
Wow, so they're already shorthanded at offensive line and in the secondary. Those are 2 big losses. Young off the fake under immediate pressure, and Chark seemingly was in the area, so no grounding penalty. That was Jack Gibbons getting into the backfield to force Young to get rid of it.
Yeah, and they're just bringing everybody. You're going to see all these people in the middle. There's Gibbons looping around. Is also
there was a receiver in the area. It's an incomplete pass.
Shire was also in there. That's one of those decisions you make. You say, hey, listen, man, they can't block us anyhow, so let's bring pressure and trust our defensive backs to play one-on-one with their receiving core, because 1, they're down a couple of guys, and 2, we just think we're good enough to hold up in the one-on-one situations.
Here comes Sanders. That was a great angle of pursuit by Roger McCreary. The tackle for a loss of 4.
Yeah, it's right off the bat. I mean, he's going to defeat the block, Adam Thielen, and then cut under that block and get to the edge. And yeah, go ahead and celebrate. It's a great play, young man. McCreary with a good tackle in the backfield.
You've talked about it. This is a really good run-stuffing defense. They have 6 tackles for loss now today. And another 3rd and long for Carolina. Simmons chasing Young out of the pocket. He gets hit as he throws away. Arden Key finally put a lick on Bryce Young. Good coverage, good 4-man rush.
Well, when you look, I mean, you look at the coverage on this, there is not one guy. I mean, where do you throw it if you're a quarterback? There it is, the double team on Thielen again, outside up top. They've got that thing in lockdown with Fulton. I mean, there is just nowhere to go with the football for this young quarterback. And you're trying to evaluate a quarterback, and you say, hey, nobody's open. How do you evaluate a quarterback in those situations when you can't protect him, when you can't stop the rush, and you can't get open on the deep ball?
Eric Garrer with the fair catch signal. It's going to bounce in favor of Tennessee past the 15-yard line. Short punt, 35 yards. So Levis with the 7-point lead back out there. It's a really fun Michigan-Ohio State game yesterday. Michigan comes out on top. They run the football effectively late, and now their chance to make the college football playoff yet again will take place on Saturday against Iowa, which eked it out against Nebraska with not a lot of offense. The Hawkeye defense has won them game after game after game. This is going to be a really good defensive game, and Jim Harbaugh is back on the sidelines. Of course, we do have one Michigan Wolverine on the field for Carolina, David Long.
I've been watching a lot of Iowa football, but I imagine they have a great tight end, because that's all they do is put out tight ends.
Carolina's defense has done its job trying to keep the Panthers in this game. They forced 3 consecutive punts, and now it's Derrick Henry time. Not much there. They stopped the run. Good job by Shy Tuttle. First time we've really called Shy's name today. He steps up to stop Henry after a short game. Now, you said it, you're outside of 4 minutes, but this is kind of 4-minute territory, you feel like, even though there's, again, 3 timeouts apiece. You got the 2-minute warning, but this feels like 4-minute offense time.
Yeah, and I love the adjustment by the Carolina Panthers. You're just going to play a 5-down front, right? You're going to put 3 defensive linemen in there, 2 edge players, and you can see all these guys all over the field right here. They've got everybody lined up there on the line of scrimmage. They know what's coming.
Levis will go to the air, snaps it off to the far sideline for Westbrook Akine. He makes the catch. Now he steps out at 5:06, so the clock will still start off the reset. Once you get inside of 5 minutes, that's when the clock stops until the next snap.
It's a great toe tap by Akine right there.
They gave him the first down with a generous spot. Now here comes Henry. And you hold him up after just a short gain inside of 5 now.
Yeah, not a lot there, right? I mean, they understand what's coming. They understand the 4-minute nature of this league right now as a defense, and they've got that thing, that box stacked up there.
Saw Tim Kelly, offensive coordinator. Any thought when you get to this territory of kind of breaking out the play action, maybe looking for that deep ball that you were calling for earlier, or do you kind of want to stick with Henry?
Well, I mean, I think right now you've got this defense that's going to play you know, short to high, so you're going to have an opportunity to take a shot if you want to go hard play action here and maybe get somebody one-on-one down the edge.
There's Henry using that arm, the stiff arm, and smartly cuts it back inside and stays in bounds out past the 45-yard line, keeping the clock churning with a 20-yard run. His best of the day.
That's just another way to do it, right? We've tried a couple of inside runs. We make sure we get there, and now we're going to pop that thing to the outside, try to get our big running back on a couple of DPs, and you can see the size difference. Takes Brown coming over there all the way down, 95 Derek Brown with a hustle all the way down the football field at 330 pounds, but you can see just how he wears a defense down, and I love that inside, couple of runs, and then pop one to the outside for that first down and keep that clock running.
This is what you were talking about earlier. This is when these runs become 10, 15, 20-yard runs, when you continue to wear on the defense. Again, another short gain here, 2 yards. 3:17 remaining. We'll get a timeout, and it will be Carolina using its first timeout. A little bit more on Derrick Henry down to the field in KP.
Well, not just wearing on defenses, he's been wearing down the league for quite some time. In his 8th season, he told me when he was younger, he went out and asked all of those vets about what they did to prolong their career, sustain their bodies. He wanted to get that longevity. He told me, I want sustained success, and I want to be consistent. And he's certainly done that throughout his career.
Yeah, KP, to your point, he's one of 39 players now in NFL history that's ever ran for 9,000 yards. He did that earlier today. He needed just 2 to pass it. Only halfway to Emmitt Smith, right? 18,000 plus for Emmitt Smith, the all-time leader. But again, longevity, exactly what KP was talking about. Trying to make this happen. Turn out 14, 15 years in the NFL somehow. You got a shot at it. Here comes Henry. Another short gain. If nothing else, you're going to force Carolina to use its timeouts.
It's amazing when you talk about the beating you take as a running back, and I'll never forget picking up the ball one time as an NFL player.
Off a fumble or something?
Yes, off a fumble, and running about, well, it was off a sack I gave up first, and then I caught the fumble in the air.
So it's a compounded mistake,
right,
is what you're saying.
So
gotcha.
I thought I was going to score, and I took about 3 steps and got hit by 9 guys. And I would never forget laying at the bottom of the pile going, note to self, don't ever do that again, you moron. So, like, to take the beating that you take as a running back and to still have the kind of pop that he has and the durability that he has, it really is quite amazing. It really is.
D-Hop and Derrick, it's a pretty good combination. Henry's going to come off the field for this 3rd down and 6. It's Tajay Spears in the game. Hopkins is on the near side. You can't miss him. He's got the bright red shoes and gloves. Oh, he got his own line, maybe. Trying 2 cadences. The second one got his own man.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Daniel Brunskill, the right guard.
Well, we talked about how difficult it is sometimes to sit in there.
Frankie Lou loves it.
Go ahead, dance it up. I get you.
It's the 3rd false start against Tennessee today. Their 8th penalty. One of the more penalized games they've had this season. Carolina's been the more penalized team. They've held it in check a little more.
Have to put that hard count on the shelf right now.
Yeah. Now 3rd and 11. Spears still out there motioning. Screen, Spears, and a nice job for the backside by Luvu. And Carolina's going to use its last timeout. So still the 2-minute warning to come. They stop the clock here.
Watch my guy Luvu from the other side of the field right here. You watch this hustle, man. Reads that. Look at him come down the line of scrimmage. I mean, just absolutely hunting. And that guy is a great football player. Love watching him play.
He's a free agent after this season, too. Their lone win this year came against Houston. They held C.J. Stroud in check. He was a big part of that game. He was a defensive player of the week. He had 12 tackles, a sack, had a couple of pass breakups in that game.
Well, I mean, this defense has done a really good job, especially here in this second half, and you're giving your offense an opportunity to get you right back in this football game.
So Smith-Marset is back to return a Stonehouse punt. Bryce Young will again get another opportunity. Carolina defense is forcing a 4th straight punt for Tennessee.
See if they can get a return. They've been inside the 10 pretty much all day.
Yeah, they got all those punts. Smith-Marset is going to let this one go smartly, and that'll be a touchback. Out to the 20-yard line will come Bryce Young and company. So here you go. You got no timeouts left. Adam, Mark, KP on the field. 3 minutes plus a 2-minute warning. You're down 7. So Carolina hasn't found itself in a lot of these opportunities this season, but I get they're 1-9, but this is a learning experience, right? If nothing else, and Tennessee plays its 3-minute defense, hoping to get a stop and win the game.
Yeah, it's a great learning experience for a young quarterback. And the other thing is, you're sitting here with 3 minutes left. You still have the entirety of your playbook open to you, right? So you got to continue to run the ball, set up some play action, give your young quarterback an opportunity. I'd love to see them also boot him out, get some new launch points, some ability to get outside the pocket, and kind of a linear 1-2-3 progression on the outside.
Out to Hubbard. And he gets hit out of bounds by Kayvon Wallace. That stops the clock. 2:52. Frank Reich, who took over play calling duties again last week, going up against Shane Bowen's defense. Second down and 7 with 2:52 left. Under pressure, and Danico Autry has his second sack of the day, and it comes at a huge moment. The clock keeps on moving.
Well, you're an outside guy, but look where they line him up right here. Bam, getting there. Great opportunity running that game.
Third and 15. One-score game, 2:20 to go. Here comes Young. Underneath to Hubbard. Got a long way to go. He'll get to about the 24. It'll be 4th down and 6. This may take us to the 2-minute warning. A little bonus coverage for you if you just saw Tommy DeVito and company get the tight win against New England. We got a 7-point game here with 2 to play. Bryce Young trying to lead a game-tying drive for the Panthers. Titans trying to snap a 3-game skid. Come on back. Carolina with its last chance on 4th down coming up. Game on the line right here. We saw the Falcons take over a playoff spot with a win over the Saints. Giants beat the Patriots by 3. Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, has 4th and 6 here. Tennessee bringing the blitz. It is Chark, and this game is over. Amani Hooker with the game-clinching tackle for the Titans. Titans will snap their 3-game skid.
Yeah, and you're just playing a flat-foot read. You're expecting something underneath. Those DBs are just standing out there flat-footed. You see how their feet don't even move? And now all of a sudden there goes Hooker. He reads that screen out there to Chark and just triggers and goes and tackles it. And that's enough to get yourself the opportunity for the best play in football, Adam. The kneel down.
Big stand from Shane Bowen's defense. Panthers were in this game with stout defense. They kept Tennessee in check for the most part. But the Titans will be able to take 3 knees to close this out. Will Levis will get his 2nd NFL win as a starting quarterback, making his 5th start since taking over for, at the time, the injured Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill now the backup. It's only the 5th rookie in franchise history to start 5 games. Dan Pastorini in '71, Vince Young in 2006, Zach Mettenberger a decade ago, and then Marcus Mariota when he was a #1 pick back in 2015.
Dan Pastorini back in my Love You Blue days as a kid growing up, watching him, and Earl Campbell and the rest of those guys.
Earl Campbell's the only man in this franchise's history that had run for more yards, along with Eddie George, than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry passed Earl Campbell earlier this year. He's over 9,000 yards. He had 2 touchdowns for Tennessee today. Titans, we talked with Jeffrey Simmons the other day. He said he still feels like there's a shot to win the division. Now, that's not an easy schedule coming up.
Sure.
But look, you got divisional game with the Texans twice and the Jaguars as well. Real opportunity down the stretch to make some hay for a team that spent a lot of time away from Nashville. They'll have a lot of home games down the stretch.
Yeah, which makes it, that much better for them. And yeah, you're playing divisional opponents. You wouldn't rather play anybody else. So it's a great opportunity for Tennessee.
Will Levis continues to play solid football. Hasn't always been explosive, but it's been solid. He leads a solid couple of scoring drives today. And he's going to move to 2-3 as a starter in the NFL. Henry's 2 touchdowns, the big factor. Bryce Young falls to 1-9 as a starter. The Panthers will fall to 1-10. For Mark Schlereth, Christina Pink, the wonderful women and men of our Fox Sports crew, led by Barry Landis, Mitch Riggin, Joe Williams, Jonathan Biles, Ed Svita, and Bill Garrity up in the booth. Adam Amin saying so long from Nashville. State Farm postgame with Kurt and the company is coming up next.